Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Here we are. Here we are today. It's quite a bit late, and if you can see by the state of the orchid, my beautiful little orchid, we will try to save it today. Look, yeah, pray for me because this one got into a really bad condition because I didn't have time to repot it sooner, and work, life. So yeah, this is the state of it. I'm not sure how many roots I can save from this orchid, but even if this orchid is in this condition, I really do believe that it's savable. I really do believe it's savable. So let me show you how the blooms look like. This has a huge spike. Oops, 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 oops. So these are the blooms. Look, it's wonderful. Like a ton of birds are flying from the middle outwards. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, I will cut this spike, even though I don't mind it because the blooms are not in the best condition. So let's get going, right? Shall we? So let's see, what do we need, or let me show you just in case you need to save another. It's not that bad. I will put this down here and give you a close-up what I will need for this repot. So I have here a plastic container. I prefer it to be clear because I want to see the roots growing. You can use actually opaque pots, which in my condition would really help preventing algae, but I really want to see, I like seeing the roots, how they grow, how they look, and yeah, so I prefer the plastic pots, but is nothing wrong with using opaque pots. It's just, the roots, yes, they indeed photosynthesize and they do produce, I'm guessing, energy for the plant, but I don't really think they produce as much as the leaves. So that's why I think that the opaque pots would be just as good as this one. So plastic container we have here, I'll put it back for a second. Sphagnum moss. I will be using a bark top layer and a scissor. And shall we start? We're back. So also I have my gloves because my hands get really dry while repotting any plants. So I prefer using gloves from now on. First, you can see the spike is really long. It's kind of a mess. It's kind of hard to repot it with the spike on. So first, the spike comes down. Yep. Yeah. One look, the spike again. Beautiful flowers. And let's start cleaning this orchid. Okay, I'll start removing this leaf, and let's see, let me take the scissors. Okay, so here you can see these roots are definitely not alive. You see development, it's coming off, it's not alive anymore. So all these roots are coming off. You see, I hope I can still keep maybe, or I will end up at least 2 roots viable. I hope so. These, same thing, dried up. It was my fault. It would have been in the best condition last week, but I just didn't have time to take care of it. So, you know, life happens and I didn't get time for it. Okay, this actually had a bit of a green, but the rest of it is really squishy, so no point for me leaving it on just for this nubbin of green. So once again, these questionable. I don't want to keep them on because I'm pretty sure they will die. This, oops, sorry, okay, focus. So this is dead again. You can see, look, this filament is coming off. It's dried up. Oops, oops, oops. Okay. So this one comes out. Okay. This one. And okay, I think, oh, this is halfway dead. Okay, this is green still, so I will keep it. I will grab any piece of dry leaf out to prevent the rot happening. Okay, so this is what we are left with. This, I don't think I need to be worried about this one. It doesn't seems to be an active infection. It's all dried up, only the leaf is yellowing and falling off. It will fall off eventually. So usually, let me just grab it's a dry leaf. Usually I prefer not to leave these smaller leaves because anyway I'm not expecting this plant to this phalaenopsis to flower this year, and I usually remove it and then just I'm waiting to create new leaves. But because this leaf is going to fall off maybe in the next couple of days, I will keep these two. So there's what we are left with. There's an aerial root which is plump, thick, and I will show you how you can see if they're still viable. Oops. Yep, it bumped. It bumped down. Sorry. Okay, we're back. After this boo-boo, we are back. So, you see, they are gray right now because they are dry. So I'm going to spray a little bit of water on them. You see, they are viable because they are absorbing water. They are green. You can see, right? Okay, so here we are. This is what we are left with. Next, let me prepare the pot. I'll put this aside. I'll grab a pot. Here we have a clean pot. What I will do, I will put a little amount of sphagnum moss in the bottom. Okay, just like this. I will push the sphagnum moss down further a bit, but make sure you don't pack it. My sphagnum moss, it's just a teeny bit wet because if I'm not being careful with water, my pots tend to stay wet for too long. So I'm trying to maintain a good level of air inside the pot. So I will just put a bit more in the pot because we don't really have roots. So kind of like this. Now we're gonna put the orchid in, just like that. 1 second. Let me bring you in closer. Okay, sorry. We're just figuring out how this works at the moment. Okay, so I will lift the orchid up, oops, okay, a little bit, and pack the sphagnum moss around the roots. Just make sure you do not press it too hard for the sphagnum moss to be too packed in the pot. We're trying to, because my moss is not as wet, just a teeny bit. I sprayed a little bit of water on the top, on the sphagnum moss, and because moss is wicking, it's a wicking medium. Okay, you can see this. Right, you see. I will have a look if I have some big air gaps. As look, you can see I have some gap in here. What I'm doing, I will just grab a stick, you know, from when you buy it, just push it a little bit, just a tiny little bit, for the gap to not be as big. Okay, whoops, I'm not trying to. Okay, I would need in the back a little bit more sphagnum moss, and all we need to do right now, this is messy, 1 second, let me just, okay, so now all I need to do, just grab some bark. You can use like finer grade bark, it's up to you, but I like this one. So what I will do, just sprinkle around the top to cover the top. Why I do this, you might ask? Because my climate, it's humid here in the UK. I'm fighting with the algae. It's just a hassle. If I don't do this, my pot is just, it's a feast of algae, let me tell you. Okay, so look at this, we're done. I will water it a little bit. Now, 1 second, let me find the decorative pot for this. So here you go. I chose this decorative pot. Okay, so here you can see. Now, I'm just going to water it a little bit. And because sphagnum moss, it's wicking material, or medium, it's just going to wick till the top. And that's it. So, now I hope this was helpful, and if you have any video ideas, please leave them in the comments down below. If you like it, give it a like, and have a nice, blessed day. God bless you.